Chapter 2, Mishnah 1. When Yom Tov falls on a Friday, it is permitted to cook that day for the next day, which is Shabbos. The rabbis, however, prohibited cooking on Yom Tov for Shabbos unless one begins cooking for it before Yom Tov. Our Mishnah discusses this rabbinic prohibition and the way around it. We now turn to the words of the Mishnah. The sages decreed that when Yom Tov falls on Friday, one may not begin cooking on Yom Tov for Shabbos. Rather, he may cook only for what he actually needs for Yom Tov. And if he left over any Yom Tov food, he may use what he left over for Shabbos. Although the sages prohibited cooking on Yom Tov for Shabbos, they also ruled that if one begins cooking for Shabbos before Yom Tov, he may continue cooking on Yom Tov for Shabbos. This allowed them to institute the following procedure to permit cooking for Shabbat. However, one may prepare a cooked dish before Yom Tov for Shabbos and rely on it to cook on Yom Tov for Shabbos. Since he began preparing food before Yom Tov for Shabbos, the sages permitted him to continue doing so on Yom Tov. This rabbinic arrangement, which permits cooking on Yom Tov for Shabbos, is known as an Eruv Tavshilin. The Mishnah cites a dispute about how many cooked dishes are needed for an Eruv Tavshilin. Beis Shammai say 2 cooked dishes are required. Since at least 2 cooked dishes are usually eaten at a Shabbos meal, a person cannot be viewed as having started to prepare for Shabbos unless he has cooked 2 dishes. But Beis Hillel say 1 cooked dish is enough, because sometimes only 1 cooked dish is eaten at a Shabbos meal. And all agree, even Beis Shammai, that fish broiled with egg on top is considered 2 cooked dishes with respect to Erev Tavshilin, even though they are cooked together. The Mishnah discusses problems that may arise with the food that was cooked for an Erev Tavshilin. If it was eaten or lost before one started cooking on Yom Tov for Shabbos, one may not rely on that cooked dish to begin cooking on Yom Tov for Shabbos. However, if some of it remained, he may rely on what remains to cook on Yom Tov for Shabbos.